Deadpool and Wolverine, of course, brought back Blade. Wesley Snipes as Blade, right? Everybody was happy. And then you got the writer of the Blade trilogy, David S. Goyer, who was like, well, I get it. It's cool. But also, why did you do that? Because it's dumb. He's right. Just think about it. Think about it before we get to the actual video. Think about why it's dumb. Because it is. So yeah, once again, David S. Goyer is talking a little bit more about Blade. Now, of course, for those that don't know, he was right there when Marvel decided to start licensing out characters, and Blade was literally the first, right? It was the one that showed Marvel that they could license out characters and make films that are profitable. David S. Goyer worked on that trilogy. And despite my problems with David S. Goyer, I'm not going to sit here and say he did a bad job, because he did a tremendous job. Even though if I'm not a big fan of all his work, I can still admit that. So he was the one that was like, hey, we're going R-rated, and that's what we're going with, and we're going to do this and that, and it's going to be great. And yeah, it turned out great with the directors that they got. But when asked about Blade and what's going on with Marvel Studios' reboot, he has, of course, as he previously has, sort of put them in the crosshairs and took shots at them by talking about how he just doesn't understand how hard it is to get Blade. But going further than that, he was once again asked about why does he feel this way, and he said, well, look at this. Deadpool and Wolverine, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. But it was a misstep to bring Blade back in that one. And he says it's confusing because you're signaling now to people that Blade is back, but you're working on a new Blade film with a completely different actor. And he says, Mahershala Ali is an amazing actor, and I want to see him as Blade, but I have no idea why they're not doing anything, why it's taking forever, and why you would bring back the guy that everybody wants to see back as Blade and undo any goodwill when you reveal the new one if you ever get around to it. And that's true. It's like Hugh Jackman, right? They brought him back, and now people are going to expect he's going to play Wolverine. And if they do recast, people are still going to be pissed unless he stays around. So bringing back Wesley Snipes only reminds people of the good old days of when I didn't understand media literacy, and I'm going to say there was nothing woke about Blade or whatever, right? Because in their head, they watched them when they were like 8, 10, 12, whatever. Your formative years. And whatever you do with Blade today, people are just going to go, but you brought back the Blade I like, so why don't you just keep him around? And he's saying it's confusing messaging and a dumb idea to do that, and it was. It really, really was. It only undoes any goodwill you're going to have if you ever get around to that Blade reboot. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.